Hey everybody, welcome back to 10% True, and welcome to this special roundup of 2022 in which I don't have a guest, it's just me talking, so it's therefore very unusual and slightly uncomfortable for me. I did want to say thank you to everybody who has tuned in this year, everybody who's liked or subscribed or shared my content, everybody who has otherwise made this channel the success that it has been this year. I also want to say a special thanks to those who have provided me with some financial support in terms of donations throughout the year. I don't really make a big deal out of it. I have a facility through Buy Me a Coffee where you can donate if you want to, but the object of the exercise for me is to put together content that is free to people, so you don't have to have money to hear these great stories. But some people still choose to send me some donations from time to time, and those make a big difference. So I'm not going to name those people, but they know who they are, and trust me when I say sincerely, it is much appreciated. There's another group of people I want to say thanks to, and those are the people who have contributed so much on the Discord side of things. We've got a Discord server at 10% True where probably if you're listening to this, you're familiar with this, but if you're not, where you can go and talk to a bunch of subject matter experts and talk to some like-minded individuals. There's some really clever people on there. I always feel pretty insecure being around there, which is why I generally tend to be so quiet. But there's lots of people there who have some really solid knowledge as a result of their interest in it, but also in the case of the SMEs, as a result of their professional association with military aerospace and defense. But there is a small cadre, if you will, of people, Scotty, Jim, Sedlow, Sci-Fi Designs and Jax, who have really contributed on that side of things to the channel this year, and to them I wanted to say a special thanks. It goes without saying that if I didn't have guests, there would be no channel, so I should definitely say thank you to them as well. It's felt like a long year, and when I went back and thought of all the guests I had, I thought, well, it wasn't that many. And then when I made the list of the people I needed to thank, I realized why it had felt like a long year, because a lot of people have given me a lot of time. And to them, I say thank you as well. So Starbaby, Gabby, Flash, Tug, Puck, Necklace, Yogi, Smy, Reno Jr., Ned, Barza, T-Bear, E.T., Gravy, Parko, Super Pyro, Paul Metz, and Chuck. I think those are all the people I had on this year. Thank you to them all. So what to expect in early 2023? I've got another mid-killer lined up, I think, early in the year. More on that when I know for sure. I'm hoping to have my first female guest, and that would be Fifi Milikowski. Fifi and I were due to talk in November, and then for various reasons beyond either of our control, we had to rearrange. So I'm hoping she'll be able to come on the channel and share her experiences in January. I have already recorded a 4.5 hour, 3-part Balkans F-15E session with Starbaby, and for everybody who really responded well to the SA-3, the Mosul SA-3, and to his other, I think we called it F-15 Balkans, or it was Wild Weasel Part 4, where there was a bunch of weapon systems video. You're going to really enjoy these new Balkans episodes because there's a ton more of that to come, and of course more of Starbaby's 10% True, There I Was stories. Those will drop, I think, probably January through February. Gabby's also going to come back and talk about the F4. I know that his incredible recall and ability to talk about some very fascinating elements of the F-16 in the early days was really well appreciated, much appreciated by many members of the audience. So I asked him to come back and do the same for the F4. He flew pretty much all the variants, apart from, I think, the F4G. Some people will scoff at the fact he didn't fly that, but he flew most of the variants, hard wing, soft wing, and we'll get his thoughts on all those different variants through the course of that interview. So that's going to be the first quarter, and I think that'll get the year off to a nice start. For me personally, I'm currently between jobs, and I am giving serious consideration to getting back into writing for a living. It's a decision that would have lots of implications on family, so it's not one that I could take lightly, but it's something I'd really like to do if possible. Starting point for me, though, is to publish on my website. I've had a couple of fairly big names offer to publish my work again, but I've decided to try to grow my brand, the 10% True brand. So if you go to 10percenttrue.com, that's where my articles will appear. And there's actually a subscription service there. So if you subscribe, you'll get an email each time I drop an article. On that note, I am looking for a couple of interns. So if you know of anybody who wants to get experience writing and could give up some of their time in exchange for maybe some mentoring or some tutelage from me, then message me directly on Discord, or you can go to the 10percenttrue.com website and fill in the web form, get in touch. Well, that's almost it for me. All I can say is thanks once again for your support this year, and to those of you who celebrate it, Merry Christmas.